Great day, everyone. Great day. It is Monday, the 16th of March, 2026. I'm Matthew Levi. This is the Oracle at 8. Oh, what a day. It's going to be a great day. It's pretty chilly here in Northeast Oklahoma. Pretty chilly here in Northeast Oklahoma. So we'll see what happens today. It's been an interesting weekend for me. Mentioned Friday going in and out of the dream state and whatnot. Been challenging to discern the difference between the dream state and the waking state for me. Just very strange. Very strange. Very strange. Strange dreams. Saw UAP this morning. That was nice. That was a bit of confirmation about that in-between state I was in off and on over the last several days. It's been weird. It's been very weird. Very weird. We'll go a few minutes here. Let some people come in. Go ahead and offer a blessing. It's a prayer. Some of these sacred herbs here. Smudge real good. As I pray and ask from the four winds to come the powers of the water, the air, the earth, and the fire, and the great spirit of all that is, the source, the animus, is God the Father, God the Mother, and all of their children in between, in this realm and the next, to come into this medicine circle. I pray and ask, Great Spirit, to send this smoke of these sacred herbs through space and time, surround all those that are watching and will watch. Bless them with your grace, surround them in your light, your love, your peace. Bring them clarity and calm. Seven, removing in all cords of fear, doubt, insecurity, and anxiety. I pray and I thank Great Spirit once again for blessing me, Matthew Levi, with the gifts of vision, loving heart, compassion. Thank you for once again allowing me to be of service to the highest good, for all that is. For I am Matthew Levi. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the light of the world. I am the Oracle. So, Spirit, bring those in with the ears that need to hear, those with the eyes to see. Let them hear the messages from you. Oh. High strangeness happening in the world right now. High strangeness happening in my world. But that's just the way it goes. Just the way it goes. So, if you're with me, thank you for tuning in. Please drop a comment. Let me know you're here. Say hello. And do me a favor. Hit the share button. Bring some more people in here. I pulled a card from the Nature Spirits deck just a few minutes ago, which was for me, but I think it's important for everybody else as part of the messaging today. And it was the Jasmine card from the Nature Spirits deck. The Jasmine card is about sensuality, and it's about tuning into your senses. Not just the 5 that you know about, but all the extras. That 6th sense, your intuitions, right? your clairaudience, your clairsentience, your clairs, your clairvoyance, your claircognizance, clairgoustiance, all right? All those extra senses. You know, we're only taught about the 5, and we're taught to ignore the others. They're not real, but they are in fact very real. And they will help us to navigate this crazy, chaotic world that's happening right now outside of us. And help us to discern the fear from the love, the illusion from the truth. And so I think today that's a pretty potent and powerful message, to lean into your senses and, again, not gaslight yourselves into not trusting them. And I don't know. I know for me, as an intuitive, I trust them more than what my eyes and ears perceive. I trust my intuition a whole lot more than what my eyes and ears are showing me. I tend to listen more in here and see from in here. And it has served me well in my near 50 years of linear time on this planet and in this plane of existence. But there is no but. That's just it. That's the message. Trust your gut. Trust your intuition. Trust your senses. Trust your clairs. You know, I've said on here a great number of times that there is a lot more to the unseen world than what people recognize or allow themselves to know. You know, I think I said Friday, then Billy reiterated Friday again. Good day, Daniela. Billy reiterated Friday again about listening with your heart, listening with your eyes, bringing balance into your being, and trusting your intuition, trusting in your clairs, right? Most people, well, I feel like a lot of people don't. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you for the stars. I appreciate that. Feeling a lot of people tend to gaslight themselves about what they know, what they sense, what they feel, and deny themselves the opportunity to move forward and progress in life. So the sensuality card, tuning into your senses, it's also the number 20, which is heart-led space for me as I read the numbers, because again, the numbers resonate differently for me than they do a lot of people, and that's okay. But again, I trust my intuition more than anything else, and it served me very well. And that's just come with practice and with leaning into it, with trust, with faith, you know. And it's allowed me to move from that being a believer to being a knower, and that's why I consider myself a Gnostic. It's because of the things that I know, the things that I've experienced that I can't deny, right? Like the UAP I saw outside my back door this morning. So I'm doing fantastic today, Daniela. Thank you. I'm doing fantastic. Again, it's just, it feels like we're all sort of in this weird liminal space. Tasha and I had a conversation yesterday evening. It's like, does it feel like time is just really weird and out of whack? And she said, yeah, it's feeling very strange. It's like time, the concept of time that we know, linear time, has really gotten strange. In some moments, it's like it's going super, super fast. and then in the next, it's like it's crawling. And that is strange. It's been over the last, I don't know, I want to say since the time change, the daylight savings time change, but really it's kind of been before that for me. I've mentioned several times about the watch, how some moments it'll be several minutes ahead, and then in others it'll be several minutes behind, and it'll stay behind, and then I'll have, you know, in and out of that dream state like I've been over the past several days, where it seems like it drops back and then it speeds up, and then it drops back and then it speeds up, and then it drops back and speeds up, and it's just been highly strange. But the strangest thing this morning, and really probably strange for y'all, it's becoming very commonplace for me now, seeing the UAPs, the weird shit happening in the sky, the you know, orbs flying around in the house, and it's just been wild. But it's been a lot of confirmation, and deepening my gnosis for me. So that's pretty much the message today, is to start trusting your senses. Start trusting your senses. And again, it's not just the 5 that we know about, right? It's all the other ones, because for every the 5 physical senses, there's 5 intuitive senses that match it. So lean into those today. Start trusting your intuition and your senses. But I'm going to go ahead with the Nature Spirits deck here and pull one for the collective, and that is focus. Focus today with the clear quartz, the 8 focus. Yeah, directing your focus. What you focus on grows. What you direct your energy at is going to amplify. What you focus on is going to bring more of that into you. And so if you learn to focus on your intuition and not what your eyes are perceiving, what your inner being, your soul, your spirit self is trying to tell you through your intuition, through your senses, through your clairs, it will help guide you and lead you further on down the path, and help you to recognize those cycles. As we get the 8 here, we've talked about the 8 before, being the root chakra, related to the root chakra, which is the I am chakra for me. And it's all about infinite opportunities, patterns, cycles that are just infinite as we go through this cosmic transition now for humanity, as we continue to step further and further toward that elevation of consciousness of all of humanity. Now more than ever, it's highly imperative and important for all of us to begin trusting ourselves, trusting our intuition, and trusting in each other. And I know that can be challenging for a lot of people. I get it. It can be very challenging. But again, what you focus on, where you direct your attention, is what's going to grow. So I believe that's the message today. Focus on your senses. Focus on your senses. Good day, Ren. Good day to you. Blessings to you. Thank you for being here. Again, very strange day. But those are the messages today. Sensuality and focus. Focus on your intuition. Focus on your clairs. Tune into them. Allow them to come through more. Okay? Learn to trust in yourself and what you know. Again, a repeat of Friday's message. So, I believe that's the message today. And it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. It's a pretty powerful one. And if people start leaning into it, if you really lean into it, you'll know. You'll come to that space of knowing. That space of knowing where you just know. And nobody can tell you different. I mean, because it's your experience. You know, we're all here living these individual realities, but collectively contributing to the whole reality. And so when you focus on the war, the child abuse and all that shit, and the politics and the division and the separation that's being pushed really, really hard right now in the media, you're going to wind up on that side. You're going to wind up in it and swimming in it, and you're going to miss the boat, so to speak, because the world is changing rapidly. There is a massive, massive shift in the collective happening in this moment. And it's only going to continue to get bigger. The gap is going to continue to widen. And honestly, I don't think you want to get left behind. I don't think anybody wants to get left behind. Everybody wants to feel included. But here's the thing, not everybody's going to make it. Not everybody is going to be included. Not everybody, because not everybody trusts. People don't trust. And when you understand that you have to trust here, because everybody out there is you, when you trust you, you can begin trusting other people. Anyway, Daniela, I'm going to pull a card for you, and then Ren, I'll pull one for you, since you two are with me. Daniela gets the air card, the one card. Breathe, Daniela. Breathe, breathe the air. And you also see the one there. The one is the crown. That is also forward direction. This is about no longer looking back. This is about only looking forward, to your left, to your right, making lateral moves, but continuing to move forward. So keep going forward, Daniela. Breathe. Listen to the air. Listen to that intuition, because a lot of times we get that intuition, those whispers in the wind, from spirit, as I call it. But also, the air is what, it's the thought. It is what carries our messages back and forth between us and the unseen realms. And again, so what you focus on today with your thoughts is going to continue to manifest. So continue to focus, continue to move forward, continue to trust your senses, your clairs, your intuition, and move forward and progress. So let me shuffle up here one more time, and then I'll pull for Ren. Ren gets the Sage card, the Purification card, the 34, the Sage. This is about letting go of some things. You know, the Purification card is about releasing those things, be they material or immaterial, that you know no longer serve you. And it's about bringing balance to your emotions there. As we get the 3-4, the 3 is all chakras in balance, and the 4 is the solar plexus, the I do, or the emotional awareness center. And so whenever you purify yourself and let go of those things that you know don't make sense for you anymore, which you've been doing, so proud of you for that. Continue to keep going. Continue to trust in yourself, trust in your intuition and what you know, and let go of those things that don't serve you. Be they people, places, beliefs, the stuff you take into your vessel, you know, like the smoking. You quit smoking. Very good. Very proud of you for that. But continue to purify yourself and release those limitations that you may have placed on yourself, or that others may have placed on you, that you willingly taken up. So purification today, Red from the Sages. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little more on here. Throw a little more sage on here. that you reach in there and grab some of that sacred smoke. Purify your vessel. You know, we've said many times that your diet is not just the things that you eat. It is your entire environment. And whenever you learn to purify your environment and let go of those things that don't serve you anymore, you're able to bring balance to that emotional awareness and get above it into your heart space and actually affect change and shine your light out in there into the darkness and illuminate that for others and show others the way. So keep going today, Ren. Purify your vessel. So part of what you're letting go is not trusting yourself. Yesterday you spent time getting to know your spirit guides and trusting what I received. Good for you, babe. Good for you. Good for you. Also need to sage the house today. Yeah. I think everybody needs to go smudge. You know, the world needs a good smudging right now. And Spirit's doing it. Believe me. Trust me. Spirit is doing it. Like I said, seeing the UAP outside my door this morning was a huge confirmation for me. A huge confirmation. And just deepened my faith and my trust in what I know and what I see. Again, from in here. Because, like the angels have said many, many times, it is yours for the asking, but it is in the way you ask. Right? You have to ask from a place of gratitude, a place that it's already done, knowing that it's done, and from a place where what you're asking for is not just selfish. It is for the collective good. So when you shift your awareness, like me, whenever I pray, I ask for, and I give gratitude for the clarity, the strength, the knowing, and allowing me to continue to do this work, to be of service to the collective good, so it moves us further along the evolutionary chain and helps us to progress. So, yes. Purification today. Everybody go smudge yourself today. Smudge yourself today. Smudge yourself. So, anybody else that's with me, please drop a comment. Ladies, if you'll do me a favor, hit the share button down there. Maybe we get some more people in here. That'd be great. Whoever the third person is, if you'd like a card, drop a comment. Let me know you're here, and I'll be happy to pull you a message from the Nature Spirits deck or one of the others. But the main message today is the sensuality and the focus. Trust in yourself, trust in your senses, trust in your clairs, trust in your intuition. I know Ren and I have talked about that profile. Me being an ENFJ, her being an INFJ. That's highly intuitive, and so you need to continue to lean into that. If you don't know what that means, there's some tests that's out there that you can take to discover your personality type. That will help you show up better in the world. So, one more. We get the rice, the nourishment card, the 31. Nourishment is about taking in those things that you know are good for you, and again goes along with the purification card. Once you purify yourself, you need to nourish your body, right? I have a meeting with a person tonight. I have a message, a gathering tonight, or a face-to-face video call tonight with somebody, and I have a feeling that they've been denying themselves a lot of nourishment. So, Paige, good day. Sitting in the courthouse. Woo! Best wishes for you and a great outcome for you. Again, lean into yourself. Trust in yourself. Trust in your guides. Trust in spirit. Trust in your attorneys. And all will come out right. So, wow, we got quite a few up there today. Bouncing between 10, 11, 12, 13. So, if you're with me and you would like to receive a message from the Nature Spirits or one of the other decks, please drop a comment and let me know you're here. Paige, I'm going to go ahead and pull one for you. So I know you're here. Page. Page. Page gets the volcano card, the release card, the 4-0. This is about actively releasing those things so you don't blow up, right? Actively working through your anger, your emotional awareness, sitting in that emotional space, and actively choosing to let go, release those things that don't serve you, those fears, those limitations, those doubts, right? The gaslighting of yourself and what you know. Release that. Release that. Release those emotions that are tied to the situation you're in now, right? So you don't become volatile and blow up and explode and wreck all the work you've been doing, right? So this is about releasing your fears, your judgments, and allowing your higher self, your spirit guides, your spirit team, and the team that they've aligned for you here in the physical world to help you in the situation you're in right now. So Page, the volcano card today. Release, release, release. Just let it go. Just let it go. So, anybody else? Any of the other 10 that are with me? Good, Page. Fantastic. There you go. Release it. Know that it's done. Know that it's done. Again, this is about shifting from believing to knowing. That's what faith is. That's what trust is knowing that it's done. Knowing that it's done. So, also, I just want to say here that I'm going to start taking these since Facebook is deleting my lives after so long. I'm taking these and moving them over and sharing them to my YouTube page. You can reach it through my website there, link in the corner. I'll have to add the direct link to the YouTube page probably in the next live stream. I didn't think to add it this morning. But if you want to go back and watch some of the previous transmissions, they're going to start being moved over to there. I put last Friday's up over there. I'll post this one up over there today as soon as we're done. But it's just a place to sort of save them and keep them, because there's a lot of good information I feel that comes through here in these sessions, that no matter where you are in your journey, you can go back and watch them and still get good information. And because again, everything happens in divine timing. And so people hear and see the message and understand the message only when they're ready for it. And that's the way everything works, right? It's just weird. Divine timing. It's crazy. It's crazy. I've learned to operate on divine time. That's why this watch thing is kind of weird for me. I even made the comment to that person last night that I'm having the video chat with later tonight, because he wanted to have the call sort of later than I usually work. But you know, I understand that things happen in divine timing, so I try to make myself available whenever I can. I try to recognize, lean into my intuition and recognize those moments. So, wow. So, anybody else with me that would like a message? It's crazy. I could see that counter up there go from 2 to 12 to 11 to 15 and back down to 2, and you know, anyway, it is what it is. But if you're with me, I thank you for joining me today. But it's been, like I said, a very strange and weird morning. You know, seeing the UAP was very, very weird. But it again is something that I've been asking for and something that I know is going to happen, and I've been seeing more and more of them. So I know where we're at in the evolution, in the process, and we're at a very critical and pivotal point, and so these things that we're seeing going on outside in the outside world are all part of that collective consciousness that's changing and evolving, and we're witnessing the last throes of desperation from the egoic control structure that wants to limit us and keep us confined here inside Saturn's box. A UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon. It's another name for a UFO. Basically, it was a starship. That's essentially what it was. It's essentially what it was. You know, some of them are ET craft. Some of them are angelic light beings. This one was a craft. So, Junior, thank you for tuning in this morning from Ghana. Yeah, it was crazy. And what was even crazier is when I opened the door to let the dogs out to use the potty this morning, first thing, I opened the door and looking due south out of my house, off my patio, I see an airplane, and it looks like it's, you know, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 feet, you know, because I live fairly close to the airport, so it's in the flight path. The winds are out of the north, so it's going to take off to the north and loop south to go on its trajectory to its destination. But the airplane looked like it was maybe a mile or so out, and like I said, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 feet in elevation. I could see the marker lights on it, and then between it and me, just this light, this bright yellow light just lit up and then streaked off. So it was quite captivating. It kind of blew my mind for a minute, but again, it's what I've been asking for. And I mentioned it to Tasha this morning, and she's like, that's crazy because I've had a really strange night, really weird night. And again, I did too, sort of being in and out. Hard to tell if I'm in this conscious space or in that unconscious, in that dream state, in that liminal space out there. Over the last week, it's been like that, a lot of that, having difficulty at night figuring out which space I'm actually in. You know, because during the daytime, whenever I'm doing this stuff and in the conscious waking world, I travel a lot between here and there, meditation and whatnot. But at night, over the last week, it's been pretty strange. I've been asking for the release a lot of the old past ways and things that no longer serve my highest good or the highest good of the collective, so I can continue to move forward and be of better service and greater service to humanity and all that is. And so, you know, again, it's been happening, and it's been really, really wild. So Junior, if you're still with me from Ghana, thank you for tuning in. And you get the waterfall card, the persistence card. It's telling you to keep going, but you're standing at an emotional crossroads, and you need to lean into your heart to make that correct decision as to which way you need to go. But keep going. You know, the waterfall carves the path. You know, the water, it moves in the path of least resistance. And so that's part of that. That's part of that, is moving in the path of least resistance. Because again, resistance is insistence, and that is an ego, a shadow, need to control the outcome. And whenever you learn to release that control, you're able to flow actually faster and in the direction that you really need to go. So Let go of the insistence and the resistance and be persistent in stepping up and doing the things that you need to do and bringing balance to that emotional state and those emotional decisions that you have to make. So that's for Junior. Oh man, yeah. So high strangeness, of course, it's nothing new around here for me. It's been like this for pretty much my whole life, which is why for the longest time, the first 40 some odd years, I struggled with it and gaslighted myself a lot. But I don't do that anymore. I actually trust. I actually trust myself. I trust my spirit team. I trust you guys. I trust you guys. How many people say that they actually trust you? How many people do you actually trust? Do you trust yourself? If you don't trust yourself, it makes it hard to trust anybody else. Dreamweavers want to talk here today. What do the Dreamweavers have for us today? As the Weaver's way is true. As the Weaver's way is true. The Weavers know the way. This is the unseen realm knows the actual way, and I find it highly synchronistic here that this is a horse. This is a horse, as we are in the year of the fire horse. In the year of the fire horse, the horse message is all about freedom. It's all about sovereignty. It's about speed. You know, again, that time speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. That's the Weaver's way. It is divine timing. It's divine timing, you know. But the Weavers, trust in the Weavers because the Weaver's way is true. This is telling you, again, like the other cards, to lean into your intuition. Begin trusting yourselves. Begin trusting your spirit team and your spirit guides, your higher awareness. Begin trusting in Source, you know. We are just a little small fractal of all it is, and it knows what it wants to do. It has its way. And the way we're moving now is toward a higher evolutionary state of being, a more intuitive state of being, right? Where we're becoming more and more telepathic, more and more telepathic, right? Trust your gifts. Trust your gifts. See your gifts of empathy as a gift and not a curse. Trust. The Weaver's way is true. Allow yourself to trust. Again, goes right back to the focus and the sensuality card. Trust in yourself. Trust in your senses. Trust in your spirit team. Trust in yourselves. Trust in each other. Well, thank you, Ren. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do. I have to. You know, the fire service taught me a great deal about trust and trusting not only in myself, but in my team. Because when the tones drop and you got a call, you have to trust your teammates to have your back and to have your best interest and have your life in their hands. And so it was very important, that job for me in my evolution of my soul. One, to teach me to trust, and two, how to overcome fear and how to manage fear and to understand that fear is the illusion. Fear is the illusion that stops you from taking action when you know you have to take action. That's the difference. That's it. So whenever you learn to discern between fear and love, from illusion and truth, by leaning into your intuition, leaning into your senses, it makes it a whole lot easier to follow the Weaver's way. It makes it a whole lot easier to follow the Weaver's way. So, anyway. Yes, Angela says, don't trust very much of anything, and you need to work on that. And again, like I've gone back, it's about trusting yourself first. You need to learn to trust yourself first, and trust your intuition, and learn to discern between the fear and the love, between the illusion and the truth, because fear is the illusion. And again, fear is a good thing because it's meant to alert you to potential danger, which real danger, is just a threat to life and limb. And whenever you can recognize those threats, you can mitigate them, i.e. make them less risky, or completely move away from them. So, trust, focus, sensuality. Know that the weaver's way is true. Know that up here in spirit, where you always are, you are orchestrating all of this stuff down here for you in physical form to have this experience, to learn these things. To learn these things. So you can move forward and, i.e., evolve your higher state of awareness, your higher consciousness, your soul, your spirit, and in turn, help others, because that's what it's all about. We are here to be of service to each other and to the earth, right? There's a lot of self-serving people out there. I generally don't ask for a lot. I may ask for a little bit of help from you guys in sharing the message, but that's about it. You know, help me hack this algorithm. Help me beat this thing. Help me get this message out. Help me help you. Help me help humanity. That's about all I ask. You know, and I trust that it's happening. I trust that it's coming. You know, I know, you know, I may not get to see it, and that's the problem. People want to see it in real time. People want to see it happening. It doesn't work that way, right? I'll believe it when I see it. Doesn't work that way. You have to know it before you see it. You have to know it's happening before it comes to fruition. That's just the way it works. So, one more today. What have we been sitting here talking about? We get the Sun card. Faith. Faith. That is complete trust. The 38 is about bringing balance to that I am. Bringing balance to that root energy that says, I don't know who I am. I can't trust myself, therefore I can't trust anybody. You have to have faith in yourself. Trust. Faith. Just like the sunrise, right? The sun. We know that the sun is going to rise in the east and set in the west. Every day. Every day. We know it. We trust it. And here it is. Every day. That is faith. That is the trust. It is the knowing that just as sure as the sun's going to rise, whatever it is I'm asking for, whatever it is I'm putting out there, is going to happen, is going to manifest. Faith. Lean into it. Has absolutely zero to do with religion. Zero. This is spirit. I am not a religious man. I reference religious works oftentimes, and I reference religious archetypes and individuals a lot of times, because there is a lot of truth in there. And I've learned to trust. I've learned to have faith. And believe me, it is it was probably the second greatest challenge for me, with the first being forgiveness. Forgiveness was very difficult for me, and a difficult concept for me to grasp, because I felt like it was condoning that behavior, and it's not. It's absolutely not. Forgiveness is 100% for you. It is 100% you saying, I don't need this anymore. I forgive myself for not knowing what I didn't know in the moment, or I forgive myself for making the choices that I made to lead me to those moments, or I forgive myself for not trusting my intuition and not listening to my higher senses in that moment. And you literally chop and sever that cord, that energetic cord, that attachment that is holding you to that place in the past. So, learn to trust, learn to have faith, learn to forgive. As Ren says, I had a similar thing happen last night. After I showered faith, I saw 555 on the clock. Spirit showed me after, and you trusted. There it is, right there, right? That's the other thing. If you trust and you have faith and you say, show me, and you trust it's going to happen and you have faith it's going to happen, they're going to show you. But here's the thing. When they show you, don't gaslight yourself and say, no, that's just coincidence. No, that is fucking synchronicity, and that's how this world operates. Oftentimes, I'm going to say 99% of the time, Spirit communicates through symbols, through symbolism. It will show us things like 555 to let us know that we're on the right track, to keep going, continue to be persistent, continue to trust in yourself, continue to know, continue to trust in us, continue to trust in the weavers. So, but faith, true faith, the trusting part was a challenge for me. It was a challenge for me, as well as forgiveness. That was the other major challenge. But once I learned and was able to do it, it was like so liberating, so freeing, because we truly are limitless. We are limitless beings, and that's why there's such a concerted effort right now by those dark forces, so to speak, that want to keep us oppressed and want to keep us subjugated in fear and want to keep us buying into that narrative, continue to siphon our energy into that, right? And it's not about, again, forgiveness is not about condoning the behavior that's happening, the war, the abuse, the corruption, the manipulation, the psyops that are going on, that people are now waking up and recognizing that it's not a condonement of it. It's I recognize it, I'm aware of it, and I absolutely 100% reject it, and therefore I am no longer going to stare at it, focus on it, and feed it my energy. I'm going to focus my awareness and my energy on growing, on evolving, on creating safe spaces for people, on creating a place where people can feel free and comfortable to share. So, what does 555 mean? For me, the way I read fives is the sacral chakra. It is how I feel. It is how I nurture. It is a sort of my moral center. And so seeing the 3 5s, it's about, for me, it's about that is being in balance, that is balanced out. But in general, when you see those synchronistic numbers, those synchronous numbers, repeating numbers, it's generally just your higher awareness saying, yep, you're right, we're here. We're just letting you know that you are on the right track. Keep going. Keep going. So that's how I read repeating numbers, is my intuition, my higher awareness saying, here it is, you're moving in the right direction, keep going. So keep trusting. But 5s as the number individually, that is the sacral chakra. That is a primal energy space. It is again sort of our moral center, our the way we nurture and care for each other, as well as how we create, because we derive a lot of energy from that center and put it into creation. Because if you think of where the sacral lies, it is essentially the womb. and the womb brings life, quite simply. So that's what it means for me. What it means for you is for you to discern. You know, again, this is all just my perspective here that I offer and share. So I just know that I have quite a unique perspective, and it's because I picked it. I chose every bit of this makeup, every bit of how this avatar operates, right? The gifts and the challenges that come with the gifts, and I've learned throughout the years and through a very deep and cathartic process that I was able to escort Ren through. Thank you very much. How to do that. How to learn to do that. And a great deal of it involved trusting other people to have my best interest in mind and in heart to guide me through that experience. So a little more of that sage. Just reach in there and smudge off, grab some of that smoke and bless off. Continue to grow, continue to work, continue to purify not only your vessel, but your space around you. And that means friends. That means people, you know, things like that. So, oh, you're welcome, Ren. Again, it was my pleasure and privilege and a great honor to be able to do that for you and other people as well. You know, I know there are more coming. And again, little Matthew, Shadow Matthew, wants to see it happening a lot, wants to see it happening faster, wants to see it happening more in real time, so to speak, and it doesn't work that way. It happens in divine time. A little bit of that sweetgrass. Wind some of that sweetgrass on you. Oh, that sweetgrass. I love that stuff. It smells so good. It smells so good. So powerful. So, today, focus on your senses. Tune in to your senses, right? Slow down a little bit, right? Today, when you have breakfast or lunch or whatever, when you eat, sense it. How does it make you feel? Does this make me feel energized? Does this make me feel drained? Does this make me feel heavy, or does this make me feel light? Right? What does it taste like? Does it light my mouth up? Does it spark joy in me? When you're conversing with people, listen more with your heart than you do with your ears. Listen to the energy that's coming through in what's being said. What else? Listen with your whole body. Listen with your whole being. You know, sense and feel with your entire being, because again, we have more than just the five: taste, touch, sight, sense, and smell. And just lean into that and focus on those. Focus on those clairs. Focus on your inner knowing, your inner being today. Your inner being today. Wrong card. No more cards. All right. You're saying that's it today. You're saying that's it today. So I appreciate you guys today. It is my greatest honor and pleasure and privilege to be able to do this for you all each and every week, twice a week, Mondays and Fridays. I'll be back again Friday morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time for the next edition of the Oracle at 8. Until then, lean into your senses. Lean into your intuition. Focus on the things you want and not the things you don't want. Continue to grow. Continue to step further on down your way. Hopefully it is in accordance with the way. And the results will be amazing. The results will be amazing, as Ren can attest to right there. So I thank you, Ren. I look forward to seeing you tonight. It is super cold outside, below freezing here in Northeast Oklahoma, so we'll be inside the gym tonight, no sled tonight. Other than that, I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in, and I thank you all so very, very much. I love each and every one of you, and I pray each and every day for all of you, and that Great Spirit bring you the clarity and the peace that you so desperately need and deserve. Look around, because we've been given a gift, and that is this experience here that is just so temporal. So temporal. So anyway, till Friday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. This is the Oracle at 8. I am Matthew Levi, and again, I pray Great Spirit keep you all in its grace, and you know who you are, and that is an infinite being, that you are eternal, and that you are extremely powerful creators. Be well, be blessed, till Friday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you.